Charts on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing to the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shape I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Charts on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like a storm or a perfect friend. Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like I've been blowing through. Break then bend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both bend. Riding that swing till the very last end. Up and down, again, again. Are we
Spinning on the screen, numbers flash then fold. Hey, hands up in the air, we're gonna win with gold. Hey, phone line ringing, heels on the floor, charts keep swinging, we're back for more. High risk fever, crowd runs hot. Buy that shimmer, ride that Win with gold, let it roll up and down, but we glow, dance on the line where the prices explode, hands to the sky, gonna win with gold, win with gold, let it roll, girls in the booth sing go, laugh through the rush when the story is told, tonight, we win with gold. Smoke in the air, coffee at noon. Traders all swear, fortune's coming soon. Big swing candle, heartbeats race. One wrong handle, still we Win with gold, let it roll up and down, but we glow, dance on the line where the prices explode, hands to the sky, gonna win with gold, let it roll, girls in the booth sing go, laugh through the rush when the story is told, tonight, we win with gold. Buy high, sell low, oh no, sell high, then go. Let's go. We spin, we slide, we never fold. We shake that wrist for a fist of gold. Win with gold, let it roll up and down, but we glow, dance on the line where the prices explode, hands to the sky, gonna win.
The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge it. Scalp or die. Thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. A one the chart. It never pretends. Pull the trigger. My heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot. Don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Give me a sound check, mic check, vibe check, everything. Let me know how you guys are seeing the screen. Let me know if everything is visible. We are looking at my friend Sam Saleh's screen right now, and hopefully you guys can see it really, really well. Give me a +1 if everything is good. You guys are seeing the screen. You guys are hearing me okay? Sound is good. Oh, perfect. +1s. I want to see some +1s. Give me some +1s. Good morning, everybody. All right, I'm going to bring on a very, 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 very special guest. I'm going to bring on Sam Saleh from Ola Prime, and we are going to scalp the day away today. It's really going to be a great day. So welcome.
Hello, everybody. Boris, good to see you, my friend.
Sam, of course, was a great host for us at Prop Fest just a couple of weeks ago. We really, really enjoyed his panel. And Sam is like one of those, I was telling you about how the prop industry is full of executives who actually eat their own dog food. He actually trades, which is what makes the business so much fun. I was talking about the fact, Sam was talking about, like, the other day I love tennis, right? And there was this huge tweet about Djokovic wanting to quit tennis in 2010, right? And his coach said to him, like, why do you play? And Djokovic at that moment realized that he really played for the love of the game, that he just got distracted with rankings and challenges and, all of his competitors. And he got, he just got in his head all of this negative energy, but the real positive energy came actually from playing the game. And, the love of the game was what really brought him back. And that's how he was able to come back and basically become, I think, in many ways, one of the most durable stories in tennis history. And so I was saying, trading is the same way, man. If you're just in it for the dollar, if you're just in it for the payout, this is never going to work for you as a game, because everybody who trades the markets is in it first because they love the markets. That's the key thing. If you love the markets, you're going to be in it for the rest of your life. And prop, of course, is absolutely the greatest way to experience it without having to experience any personal risk, but still get a huge benefit of the payout. And that's what the prop business has kind of brought to us over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think it's going to be a revolutionary, transformative part of the trading business. So very, very glad to have you. Ola, of course, is a major player in this business. One of the things that I want everybody to know right off the top of the bat, because we are in absolutely crazy times. We're in probably the most volatile financial market I have seen since this is how old I am, since 1987 crash. Right, I started my career in 1987 crash, and wow. When I was looking at gold the other night and it was trading 1% per minute, it really reminded, I almost had a PTSD of the times when the Dow was dropping 200 points, which was like 2,000 points a minute in 87. And, it's fascinating, of course. And as a result of this, by the way, of course, many of the futures prop shops have basically stymied or stopped trading gold and silver, stopped trading all metals, which frustrated a lot of traders, because now you're limited in how you're able to express your views. Not
Yes.
so with our buddies at Ola. You can trade gold to your heart's content. And correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I still think the lever is still pretty high, right? I mean, you don't need it. You really don't need that lever. But if you want
to, don't need much now, no. But no, yeah, it's all unchanged essentially. So yeah, trade away with gold. It's all good.
Yeah, as we say, win with gold. That's my song. So by the way, everybody's commenting about the song tracks that they love. I am over this weekend. I'm finally going to take the time. This is, by the way, all my songs were written by AI, and I'm convinced at this point that AI is much more creative than human beings. You guys they're all bangers, right? I haven't even played all of them for you guys. I am going to take the time. We're going to put this on Spotify, and I will give everybody, if you come join us next week on the streams, I will share the Spotify playlist with you so you guys can go. Because a lot of traders say they love the songs, they want them. I actually do it myself. I play the track like against trading. It really helps you focus. It's really a lot of fun. It's
awesome.
Cool. So guys, it's Ask Me, Ask Us Anything Friday. All questions up for grabs. We're going to do anything and everything you guys want to do. First and foremost, of course, Sam's going to just introduce himself. I'd love to know a little bit his background story. Feel free to ask him anything you like. And Sam has got his own. You look at his chart, man. He's got some very, very cool stuff, advanced stuff.
Yeah,
walk us through, because he's going to teach you what he does for for his strategy, which hopefully you can incorporate into yours. So
absolutely.
I'm going to turn over the mic to you. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about Ola, a little bit about what you do. Feel free. And guys, feel free to ask us any questions. I'll post anything interesting in chat, and Sam will answer them as we go.
Sure. So, my whole backstory, I started trading when I was 19.
Wow.
Straight out of education.
So last year.
I wish. No, I'm almost 35 now, so give or take 15 years or so. I started out, old school prop firm. We're talking, not the prop firms we have today, the old school ones where, you actually went into a trading floor, you would learn, you'd be on simulated, you'd prove yourself over, months of time, and then eventually you get some kind of live capital and you go from there, right?
Right.
The real old school prop firm.
Yes.
And I started out in the marketing department of it. So not even as a trader, but that's where the love for trading kind of grew from, because I loved what I saw, and I was lucky enough to learn then, free of charge, just as an employee of the company, to get to learn trading from them, and and that was kind of my introduction to it. And
so you were sort of sitting at I guess at the knee of a lot of these guys who were trading. What was hot at that time? What were those guys trading? Futures? Were they trading stocks? It was an arcade, right?
There was a desk it was predominantly futures, but there was a desk, there was a section in the trading floor for pretty much every kind of market, essentially. Right. But yeah, it was predominantly futures, most of the guys. It was just, it wasn't like, I think when people think trading floor, they think Wolf of Wall Street or something. It wasn't like that. But there was a lot of energy, and when you're a young guy, I dropped out of university to essentially, get this opportunity. And for me, I kind of fell in love in that moment, basically.
Wow.
In the whole trading world. And it's a shame that those kind of environments don't really exist as much anymore. Obviously with like the boom of, everyone's a quant now. The traders like ourselves, we're dinosaurs, right? It's a shame, but that's just the natural evolution of the industry, I guess.
Well, it's interesting. Yes, all trading is dominated by algos, but the funny thing is that algos are programmed by human beings, and we see patterns repeat over and over again. In many ways, ironically enough, because machines are very predictable, they can be more predictable than human beings. and therefore in some ways handicapable. If you are careful enough, somebody told me long time ago, an old trader told me that all speculation is observation, and I thought that was really true. And that's really what trading is all about. It's about watching the market, understanding the flows, understanding the basic dynamics of price action. And once that becomes clear to you, it's like really like a light turns on, and you're like, oh yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. Yeah. So some guys in the rooms are asking about front months of what contracts we're trading. Here's the beautiful part, guys. Now, Ola, by the way, trades futures, and you absolutely can trade futures with Ola Prime. But Ola Prime predominantly is also a CFD broker. And the beautiful thing about trading gold on a CFD basis is you don't have to worry about any of those things. You don't have to worry about what's the front month, what's the back month, what's the liquid month, what's the illiquid month, how much size can I do? I'm going to show you, you can do minuscule sizes or you can do large sizes. And it's completely, there is no uniformity that you have in the futures. It's an incredibly flexible product from that sense. And especially with gold, which is a very, very volatile product, you need that flexibility to just go up and down the size scale of everything. Hang tight, by the way, bring all your friends today because, Sam is going to show us a couple of his tricks at a trade. But in the second hour, I'm going to blow your mind. I made something very, very special for all the Ola Prime traders that I'm going to give away for free. So I'm just going to tease it as that, but hang out. Sam, I think is going to really, really like what I'm going to show you guys in the second half hour. But, besides that, sort of like, you started in this arcade, and then did you stay there for a while? Is that where you sort of learned your chops? And what instruments did you trade at that time? What was your bread and butter?
100%. I stayed there for a few years, and naturally, as the prop industry evolved, because companies like that, they don't really exist anymore. It just, you have to adapt essentially. Exactly. It didn't make sense, so sadly, they don't exist anymore. But it was mostly, I started out mostly on the S&P. And I think that's a very kind of all round the kind of go-to instrument for most people starting out in the futures. It's the easiest one to essentially read. It has really nice it's very liquid, high volume. Things like the Dow and the NASDAQ are a bit more, I wouldn't say sketchy, but more volatile. So when you're starting out, you want the more calmer market, the more liquid market. So you don't have too many crazy, random price swings or anything.
Although, one of the interesting things, this is something that very few people understand or realize. So, like in the futures business, it's like Sam said, it's the it's the S&P that is really the most liquid tradable instrument. But when you get into the CFD world, it's actually the US 30, which is the Dow. Now, the Dow futures is not very liquid on the future side, but almost everybody outside of the United States of America loves to trade the Dow because the Dow is a $50,000 product. So a $500 daily move in the Dow is nothing. And of course, what we're all trading for is we're all trading for points, right? One of the cool things about gold is we went from 2,000 to 5,000. And now gold, I used to joke around, gold used to trade dollar minutes, then it traded, $3 minutes, then it traded $10 minutes, and then on Monday it was trading $50 minutes, and that's 5,000 points, And what we as traders do is we trade points, We really, that's why we love high point instruments, because the bigger the movement, the bigger the possibility for us to make bank. It's very, very interesting and very cool. So US 30, I'm gonna show you a little bit of US 30 work a little bit later today too. But that's kind of an interesting side thing, that in futures the liquidity is in the S&P, but in the CFD side, a lot of traders trade the US 30, right? I wonder how many do your traders trade US 30 in on the prop side?
Oh, absolutely. Gold, US 30. That's a silly question. Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely in the top 5 instruments traded, 100%. Right. And gold, I would say gold is probably the biggest one, actually, we see on the CFD side. I don't have the statistics on hand, but if just from kind of general,
almost
think gold is.
You can see it in the volume and the pricing that, that everything is just moving so much. And people are always going to gravitate towards that which moves the fastest, because obviously that has the highest possibility of profit, but also, of course, the highest possibility of loss. We'll talk a little bit about that as much. Yes. So everybody's, it's interesting. Ola, just to let you guys know, in the United States of America, we're of course not allowed to trade CFDs in a brokerage account, right? But completely cool to trade CFDs in a prop account. Totally kosher. Totally legal. And the coolest thing is that Ola takes all US customers. So I see all these people in chat going, oh, they put margins up. I don't know what to do. They stymied on my gold. I don't know which front month to go. All your problems disappear. If you open an Ola Prime account, you're golden. And as a US citizen, you're golden, because now you can trade gold, high leverage, high size. Let's go, baby. Knock it out. And no problems. I just eliminated all the headaches that regulatory, futures stuff is coming up now because of CME, our, the Darth Vader of our business. I shouldn't say that because they'll probably ban me, but they really like to control the game. To their benefit. So that's a very, very important point. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm saying everything correct, right? Anybody who's a US person can open an account with Ola, trade gold today. Go rock and roll.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
Hit those targets and do it well. I'm actually, while we're talking about prop, and I'm just curious. I know you guys offer lots of different products and everything else, but I think you just opened up. I think I have this over here. You just opened up a new, Ola Prime.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through this? What is this, and how can people take advantage of this?
So it's brand new. I mean, I think we launched it, I think like 2 days ago or something. So really, really brand new. But essentially, you'll receive, like, it's designed to kind of speed up the challenge process, right?
Right.
So when you have like the 1 phase or the 2 phase accounts, whether it's the Pro or Prime, it's a lot more for it's a slower process to get to the funded stage. Now, the one account is designed for people who want to kind of I wouldn't say speed run, because that makes it, that doesn't do you know what I mean? But it's designed to be a lot kind of easier to get to, not easier, but quicker to get to the funded stage, because we found a lot of people, they're good traders, but they're trying to rush the process on the 1-step or the 2-step accounts.
Right.
We thought, okay, can we create a product that can kind of fit their needs, essentially? And I mean, it's brand new. Very much in the testing phases, I would say, in terms of how the reception is. Let's
walk us through just the basic rules. So the the 2-step funded. The first goal is 10% profit with how much of a drawdown? How much risk do you let people? Is it 3% or 5%? I'm not sure.
It's depending on the account. So we have a few. So the 2-step Pro account, the drawdown or the daily loss limit essentially is set at 4%.
4%.
And then the Prime, I think it's also 4%. Yeah, sorry, set at 5%. Okay. And
then the total, that's the daily. And then what's the total drawdown limit on that?
The total drawdown, from the top of my head, I think it's 8%. Yes, 8%. 8%. Is. Yeah.
Okay, so that's really, it's almost even money. I mean, it's very, very accommodative, I think. So it's 10 up, 8 down, almost even money. 4 on a daily. That's the 2-step, and then you go into the second phase of it, which is just going to make another 5%, right? And then you're funded. And then the 1-step is, I believe it's, again, also just make 10%, right? And the total drawdown is how much? Is it? I think it's
7%. 7% trailing.
Right.
So it is a trailing one. But yeah, 7% trailing is the overall
is the
loss.
And then
loss
you come to this one. you come to this
But
one.
there's no daily cap to it. There's no daily, so like there's no daily loss limit. It's an
Right.
overall
But
one that's
it's
trading.
just
Does that make sense?
overall
Yeah.
7%, just
Yeah,
one
yeah.
shot, which is also really, really like those are pretty good odds. It's almost, you know, it maybe 1.5 to 1 odds. Those are very, very accommodative odds. So what's an Ola Prime? What are the rules on Ola Prime? Do you know? I mean, the Prime, this one, the Ola Prime one, where it's just one day. What do you need to do to get this done?
There's no kind of I mean, literally you could pass in you know, the first day if you hit that target and you don't break the 7% trailing.
It's just 10 up, 7 down, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's it. It's the same
So
rules as one, but you just
no minimum trading days, nothing like that. Yeah.
Right. If you catch a couple of good trades, you're good to go. And then let's say let's say now, you know, I passed the test. Then the next you're in the funded stage, and then, you know, let's say, and the next day you do well, you literally can get paid out the next day. Is that how that works?
Yeah, essentially. You know, with 1 hour payouts, we do. That's kind of our shtick.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing. I think you guys are. By the way, guys, the link is in the. Is pinned up if you guys want to check out these accounts. But if you use our code EDGE, you get like 30% off all of these accounts. So it's really, really cool. Like, I love this thing because you could buy like 3 or 4 of these, and with gold, you know, it's just balls to the wall. You can take risk, and if you get funded, you can really press it. I mean, we love to. One of the things we love to do on stream is one and done, where we just take one trade that's really sets up. And if you know, it's just kind of like, you know, we're very used to like either win it or kill it. But the thing about it is if you win it, you then convert yourself to a fully funded account for peanuts, and it's really, really cool. Yes, it's the code should be working, guys, right? I believe the code is
the link is apparently.
No, I just checked.
Oh no, the code is. Oh, it is working. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
That code is working. If you have any, if you guys have any problems with the code, just email us at contact. Let me put my email in here. The pinned link is working. And if you have any issues, just email me. Contact at bktraders.com. God knows the worst part is that I'm not. Forcing me to type is just painful experience. Email me here, guys, and we'll take care of everything. Everything should be. I pinned it up. Everything should be good. Let me know. Yeah. What is this? This is an interesting question here. Futures are complicated, as I think it is. Does it have pips and spreads like FX spread? Yes, points, not pips. Yeah. So the great thing about CFDs, the other thing is there's no commissions, right? So it's just that, every trade is a clean trade, meaning, you hit it, the full P&L is, with futures, we're always get shaved by the commissions on the close. And yes, the US clients are allowed. I'm going to repeat this 1,000 times. This is why I love having Sam on stream today, because US clients are allowed. You get to trade the things that you never have access to. In a fully, completely kosher regulatory fashion. And, Ola, of course, is known for very, very fast payouts, very clean, simple rules, like we just talked about, 10 up, 7 down, 1 day funded. I mean, all of these things, it's all about, I think what I really, really like about them is that they're all about eliminating friction in the business. And if you think about it, that's really what all business is all about. We're just trying to eliminate friction to make it as easy as possible for people to enjoy the markets and do their best. Somebody's asking, do we have access to indicators with Prime? With Prime DX futures that Ola offers? I believe so. I'll refer to Sam on this, but I'm sure that you have access to the indicators.
So it depends which indicators you're asking, Claudio. Like DX Futures platform itself has inbuilt indicators, all the typical ones. If you're looking for like order flow related ones, unfortunately not. You would have to use a different platform for analysis, but you can always execute on the DX Futures platform. I think that's the question he's asking.
Okay. Yeah, but sorry, I'm gonna find the exact link here for you guys. If somebody's having some, if you you guys are having issues, I'm going to just give you. Hang on a second. I'm going to click on this because it's
Boris's indicators, I think.
Oh, my
asking.
indicators. No, my indicators. Yeah. My indicators are. You can have my indicators. I'm actually gonna. We'll talk about that. I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. I'm gonna offer my TradingView indicator, which is only available for coaching students on MT5 with the Ola offer. So you're going to be able to see. I'll show it to you once I start trading myself. You guys will see it. I will offer that as well. But yes, it's very, very cool. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is a fair question, and I think Sam is would
yeah. I just saw that.
I'd love to answer that because sure we've seen a lot of firms get blown up. So it's good to know that Ola is both I believe you're both a broker and a prop firm, correct? And that of course creates a much greater standard of care. So I'll let you address this issue because I think
so I mean, a great question. We've been in the prop space. We've been just over a year and a half now. And do they have funds for payouts? We absolutely do. I can assure you. I mean, the people behind Ola Prime, we were a trading floor before we were a prop firm, right? And I mean, that's one of the big reasons. I don't know if anyone who's checked out the website and the adverts we did, we have Carl Anthony Towns as our brand ambassador essentially. And now, of course, like one of the big reasons we did that is to also because we understand people are worried about prop firms who don't have the capital behind them backing it to stay in the business long term. So we get that. So part of that was to kind of show, look, like we're a big company. We've got 300 plus employees, multiple offices. We've got Carl Anthony Towns sponsored. Like we're it's not some dude in his bedroom essentially. Do you know what I mean?
And, as you guys know. We are very, very always mindful of trying to work with prop firms, especially on the CFD side, that are brokers. Because if they're brokers, they, by very nature of being a broker, have to have capital on board, have to have running, businesses. There's lots more supervision, and that gives you a much greater degree of, not to mention the fact that they're just much better at risk control. They understand risk so much better than like he said, three guys out of a bedroom would decide, let me take some SEO ads and create a fake prop firm. So yes, I mean, Ola prides itself not just in paying traders out, but paying traders out in 1 hour, which is just unheard of in the business. I mean, it's really, really cool. So guys, just to make sure, I really think so there's absolutely zero issues with the link. I literally put, I got rid of the bit.ly link just, so I literally put the link with the code edge. Let me know if you guys are hitting it. It seems like everybody else is hitting it. If there's any problems, let me know. But the new pinned code is right up there, to let it go. Anyways, we've been chatting a lot. It's been really, really cool to talk about the platform, about the product, but we're here for the money. We're here to trade. And I'm going to put Sam on the spot because Sam is going to actually take control of the screen. Let me get rid of this thing, remove this and put his screen on there. He's going to try to explain, first of all, what this is all about and give us an idea of his process of what he does. Now, Sam is a man after my own heart. He's a scalper. So God knows we love to scalp in this room. So Sam is going to just sort of show us some of these tricks of the trade. And you guys feel free to ask any questions along, and also ask questions about any of his process, and I'll pass them on along. So go ahead, Sam, take it away, my friend. First of all, what is this? Like, what are we looking at? These blocks, which are very cool.
This is the footprint chart. It's relatively new on TradingView, but it's something that's been around on many other platforms for a while. Okay. TradingView, I think everyone's familiar with it pretty much. So it's and it's cloud-based. It's a very kind of stable platform. So I do like TradingView. Essentially what it's showing, so this is the delta footprint. If I change it to the buy and sell, these are the live contracts coming in, aggressive orders coming into the market. So we had, 18 contracts sold, 14 bought. within the candle, so you can see the live, supply and demand as it comes in. I like to have the delta footprints. I just see the difference.
So the delta difference is like minus 30 means that there is net 30 selling, right? In that.
Correct. There were 30 more sell contracts in that little cluster there.
Okay.
Now the footprint is, look, a lot of people when they first get into it, they chase volume, and that's like the worst thing you can do, because it's whenever you see big volume, you chase it, you'll get absolutely annihilated. The way you trade it is.
I'm actually curious. Can you explain why that's a sucker strategy? Like chasing volume generally always leads to the reverse results that you expect. Can you explain why that happens?
Absolutely. And it's all down to something called absorption, right? So absorption is what you're seeing. Basically, the footprint only shows you aggressive participants in the market. So people actually hitting buy and sell as market orders. Okay. It never shows you the passive, the order book. Okay. Because as we know in trading, if you buy, someone has to sell, be on the opposite side. It is literally a trade, right? So there's always, technically, there is no such thing as delta. There's always an equal number of buyers and sellers. The difference comes from who's aggressive and who's passive. So absorption is, for example, we don't have it here right now, but I'll show it as an example. Imagine in this area here, imagine these numbers were really big on the buy side, right? Lots of buy volume came in.
What would be a big number in NASDAQ for you? Like what would stand out? A couple of hundred?
Yeah, I would say, post NY Open, a couple of, anything 150 and above, I would say is worth looking at. Obviously pre-market that we're currently at, the volume's going to be a bit dialed down.
And just to let you guys know, sorry to interrupt you, Tam. Just let you guys go. I'm gonna run Sam through. He's gonna run the market open with us using this footprint. It's gonna be really fascinating. We're gonna watch, because the first 5-10 minutes is when it gets a lot of insane volume. We do a lot of fun stuff, but it's going to be super interesting to see what he learns from footprint on that. So just let you hang out with us, bring all your friends. We're going to definitely do this on the open. But while now we are quiet, he gets to explain everything for us. So we have this absorption. Sorry, go ahead.
So absorption is basically when lots of volume is coming into the market, but there's a lot of essentially limit orders, pending orders, right, in the book. So imagine here, there's 500 sell limits sitting in the book. Okay. Now they might be iceberg orders, so you don't actually see them in the book, but essentially there is some entity willing to, sell 500. That was a terrible line, but willing to sell, 500. They have 500 sell limits sitting here. Now, as the market trades into it, those sell limits are going to get matched up with aggressive buyers, and you're going to see the buy volume spike up, right? But the market's not actually going anywhere because you've got those sellers absorbing the buyers, right?
No one in the business is sitting on the offer. There's some big guy. There's usually, price always moves because somebody big is doing something. Remember, it's always overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed by supply or overwhelmed by demand. That's what creates price movement. So if somebody's got a huge amount of supply, they can absorb everybody's demand and just keep prices stationary. Or if they have this enormous amount of demand and there's absolutely no supply, they will run the thing 100 points up. This is what literally moves markets. It's the big guys either getting caught out and having to just pay any price to get in or get out of the product, or big guys keeping a lid on everything and nothing moving.
Correct. 100% correct. And that's why when you chase high volume, a lot of the time you're seeing absorption and you're entering into a trap, essentially. You're not seeing, the big whale in the water, essentially, or the big shark, and you're swimming right directly into them, and you have and you're not aware of it. And then, all it takes is that big seller, once their order is filled and they're happy, and they want to now, push the market down a bit, they'll start adding aggressive orders to the sell side to get that market going down in their favor, right? And then you're trapped and you're, what's going on? And so chasing high volume is a bad strategy when it comes to the footprint. The best way to look at it, and I always teach this. Sorry, my camera just camera switched off. I do apologize. Hopefully you can still hear me. Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. We can hear you fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I do
We'll just
apologize.
that's okay. We'll narrate with as long as we hear your voice, it's all good. No biggie.
I think the camera overheated because I was on a call for a few hours on doing interviews. So I think it's just been a bit overheated. So I'm gonna let it cool down for a few
That's fine. We'll
few
let it cool down.
seconds, and then I'll switch it
No
back on.
worries.
But as I was saying, where was I?
So it's a trap to kind of go with volume. So what is your strategy to kind of extract interesting setups out of this?
For me, I always look at efficiency of the market, right? Whenever I see, volume come into the market, the first thing I'm asking is, are they efficiently, does the volume that's being printed make sense to the movement? Do you know what I mean? If there's a lot of orders coming in, but the market's not really moving in that direction, I would have a little red flag, right? I want to see market efficiency. I want to see who is more efficient in the market. If 500 buy contracts come in and we move only a couple of points up, but then
That's a
let's
red
say,
flag.
something's not right. It shouldn't be moving only a couple of points. There's some absorption there.
Right.
And then I see some sellers come in, but only maybe 100 or so, but they're pushing it okay, and they're actually quite efficient at moving the market. I'm going to be more aligned to the efficient side, i.e. the sellers.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
the volume just gives you an idea of essentially the supply and demand, the balance of supply and demand, right?
Right.
And that's essentially how you read it. That's essentially how I read it. Yeah.
And so when you have efficiency, like what makes you pull the trigger on a scalp? What would make you want to go long or short?
For me, essentially, I'm looking for a kind of like a 3-stage setup. So the first thing I do, actually, I don't want to just trade anywhere in I don't just sort of zoom into the 1 minute and say, oh, look, let's buy, let's sell.
Okay.
I want to trade at key areas, right? So I'm going to switch over to the candlesticks real quick and just bump this to a 15-minute chart. The main thing I would use is something called a volume profile tool, right? And that gives me the distribution of volume however I like. So I used a fixed range volume profile to draw on any legs. So we had this nice kind of push down in recent couple of days, right? And I can now see the distribution of volume in that downward move.
Can you slow it down for people who are not familiar with volume profile? So what does this say? Like where is the big distribution? What are the thick areas where there's a lot of volume happening?
Okay. So essentially, and this is actually a common myth when it comes to the volume profiles, that people, because it's called volume profile, people believe what it's showing you predominantly is volume, but there's actually the main metric it shows you is time. Okay. And what I mean by that is the reason this red line here, this is called the point of control. This is the highest volume area of that whole move down. Right. The reason that area is the highest volume is a combination of the market spent a lot of time there, and also, of course, there is a lot of volume in that area. And generally speaking, you will see the point of control or high volume areas are usually matched up to where price spent the most time.
Right.
Okay.
So on the chart, very often you'll see that's where there's congestion, right? That's when there's points.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, for example, on the chart right here, correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like, I don't know if this is live right now we're looking at. That looks a little bit looks a little bit double toppy here. I mean, it's either double toppy or we're going to break this, or we're going to go V shape up, right? If we're looking at the chart.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I tend to stay away from high volume areas, because high volume areas, like you said, there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people. Price can usually slows down at high volume
great way
areas.
Describing it. A lot of traffic, man. For a New Yorker, I totally understand. Yes.
And the last thing you want to do as a scalper is enter a trade and you're stuck in some kind of sideways ranging market, and you want to be wrong quickly or quickly, right? You don't want to be messing around waiting for ages. So I like to point out the areas where price didn't spend a lot of time, the areas that are very low volume, like this little area here. right?
Okay.
Where we have this kind of dip in volume, or the one slightly below it, or there's even one at the top here. That's very nice. I like to look at the areas where the volume dipped randomly. And that would tell me most of the time what the reason it dipped is actually because there was a lot of aggression beforehand and price moved very quickly through that area, right? And you
Right.
could probably see it better on, like let's take this leg up here. I can already tell you this is going to be probably the lowest volume node, and the point of control will most likely be around here. So if I
Okay.
draw it, just
Right.
based on how it looks, if I draw it,
By
and
the
yeah,
way,
the point of control's there because we spent a lot of time there.
everybody give a clap to Sam's very, very good TradingView annotation skills. I'm very impressed. Given the fact that I can literally barely press a button and screw it up. So, very nice.
And
so that's the point of control. That's actually the thinnest volume. What would you do?
yeah,
What would you
so
do?
the reason, the reason this area here is the thinnest volume, and you can see it in the candles how it just moves very quickly
Yeah.
up, right?
We love
Because
that. We love that verticalization. Yeah.
it's because most likely larger orders were placed in and around it, and the market kind of moved very quickly and kind of gapped up. Now that would indicate that is some kind of big institution or something placing an order, and they're more likely going to defend that kind of area. That's when I will use the footprint to confirm whether it was just a really thin market or was it actual true aggression in that market. And if we look at where were the big buyers that came in, you can actually see, a little cluster of buyers there, 161. If I actually make the clusters a little bit bigger, so you have more of a, you can see, you can really see how the volume is below 100.
Triple digits pretty much all across there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got this kind of little cluster of, 184, another 100, 73 is not bad, another one. That is, the order block, you could say. That is where some kind of decent sized entity went in very aggressive, and they are going to most likely protect that kind of area. So if we get retracements back into it, there's a good chance, other people will spot it as well, and they will also want to buy in that area. And those will be my key areas now,
Right.
So essentially what I would want to do,
because you have a clean area of entry and also a clean area of stop, because it's very highly defined by that price action. So like, in other words, if they blow through that area, which is a very cleanly defined area on the chart, you're wrong, right?
Exactly.
Basically, you're overwhelmed at that 560. I can't see quite well. What is it, like the 585 area somewhere? Yeah.
And part of reading the footprint is also understanding. I always say read it like a story. Use logic when you're looking at these numbers. Not every number you see here is going to be someone entering a fresh buy position necessarily. So for example, you see that 415 at the top here, and that looks a bit out of place, right? Why is there 415? A big, also on a big chunk of buyers came in there. Now I can tell you pretty much just from experience that is most likely a lot of the original buyers, people from who bought lower down, actually taking profit, because when you set a take profit in the market, so when you enter a buy, right, your when you enter a market order, your order is a buy order, so it will appear as a buy contract on the footprint. Now your take profit is a sell limit, right? It's not a market order, it's a sell limit. So when that gets executed, it gets matched up with an aggressive buyer. So take profits, take profits look like buyers.
That is so interesting. You're absolutely right. It's the sell limit basically only gets absorbed by aggressive buyers who are willing to take market.
Exactly.
And so
if you were to draw a line, around this area, would it match up to somewhere where someone might take profit? And point of control.
And also, what Bob Pisani used to call, when I was on the floor with NYSE, used to call them non-price sensitive players. One of the interesting things that when you look at that is the guys who are imagine you're short from the area where the a big whale swept up all the contracts, you pretty much have to be a buyer. Like at this point, like you have to be an aggressive buyer just to, if you're covering your shorts because you're short from that end of it, you're going to remember your stop is actually an aggressive buy, right? So limit is a passive exit, but your stop is an aggressive buy. So it's probably catching a whole bunch of people who are stopped right at the top at
exactly
at the thing. So that's very interesting. That's super cool to understand.
You've got to read the story. If you can understand the story and apply logic to the numbers you're seeing, then it becomes a much clearer picture rather than just thinking, oh, loads of sellers are coming in, I should sell now, or loads of buyers are coming in, I should buy. I wish it was that easy. I genuinely do. I wish it was that easy to because then we'd all be multi-billionaires.
We'd all be pressing buttons and making money every time. No, that's what makes the market so beautiful, though, is the nuance. You can have all the algos in the world trade, but they're basically programmed off of they're following the exact same rules that a human being is. Let's say there were algos who were short. They now have to cover because they're programmed to cover because damn, they're 20, 30 points out of the money. They have to protect their capital. So the algos, different algos, which were on the wrong side of the market, could be those aggressive buyers, participating. And if you're reading that, it doesn't matter whether it's a human being or an algo. It's all representing human action in one way or the other way. It's human desire. Right?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
and that's if Forex Alan is asking, are we talking about blow off candles where the big dogs are exiting and not buying? Sometimes what this is actually won't necessarily sometimes see this on the candle price action because maybe the candle will close at the high. Like very often, the best looking candles, right? They closing at the high are also the top, right? They're like the ones that look the greatest. Generally, sometimes a lot of kids will trap you into you literally top. How many times have I top ticked the market? 1,000 times. And this is what this is about, is kind of understanding what's going on underneath. It's just another element of data to help you. Oh, maybe this isn't the perfect time to buy. Maybe this is just the absolute peak of the short squeeze run that happened 4 or 5 candles before. And also, the other cool thing about watching this, and this is very true with everything that we do too, is you don't operate in a vacuum. The market is always a continuous net. You need to know what happened just a few minutes ago in order to understand what the possibility is now. Like everything is contextual. Everything in the market is contextual. And that's what Sam is talking about. You need to understand the context, both from, a couple of days ago in terms of volume to what's happening now to what's happening this instant. And what looks good within one context can look the exact opposite in the other context. That's what makes trading so great. If there was no context, you could program the computer to do the exact same thing 1,000 times, it would win. But how come algorithms? How come there's no algorithm that can trade continuously and win? Because context is what screws everything up. But that's what makes it so interesting for us as human beings. We have the ability to interpret context.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, there are 1,000,001 ways to trade. It comes down to who you are as a person, what resonates with you, and. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but it really does. Majority is psychology, right? Getting an edge in the market is not the most difficult thing. You can get an edge with a very simple strategy, all right? But it's how well you execute that edge, how well you're disciplined. That really is the main driving force of success in trading. So,
exactly.
I'm not saying, you have to trade with order flow to be good, because that's absolutely not true. This is just the way I do it. This is the way I was taught. And this is, the years of experience I have under my belt. If you ask me to trade just candlesticks, I would, truth be told, I'd be completely useless, I think, because I'm so used to seeing that data now, So it's a skill in its own.
I, on the other hand,
to trade candlesticks.
Right. I, on the other hand, trade candlesticks all the time, and I ignore volume, not because I don't think it's valuable, but just because there's only so much processing, focus I want to give myself, and I want to focus on other aspects of price action that help me make intelligent decisions. But it's fascinating to be able to expose to all these different things. He says, does footprint apply to Forex? It's a good question.
Sadly not. Sadly
No,
not, Mark.
no.
It's only because Forex is a decentralized. It's decentralized. There's no one exchange where all the orders go, so that you
Correct.
can't track it. There's no volume. The futures, you get the data from the CME, right? And that's the one exchange. All the orders get processed in and out, and therefore, the volume you're seeing is good.
That's one of the great.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about centralized exchange is that, for example, gold, Nasdaq, US 30, all those products, they're futures based. So Sam could use his strategy on every one of those products to
Absolutely.
To do well. This has been really fascinating, but I actually, before the market open, I'm going to give Sam a break a little bit now. Let him drink a little coffee and relax, because 9:30 it's going to be Nasdaq open. We're going to put the footprint to task. We're going to let Sam analyze the market, give us some ideas. But we have half an hour. I'm going to take the screen because I want to show you what I made for you guys, for everybody who wants to trade Ola, just to make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to let me just move my screen. Hang on. Sam, you can hang here and just enjoy the show. So Ola, of course, has multiple platforms, but one of the easiest, best platform, and I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I would imagine a lot of your traders, just old-fashioned traders, everybody trading MT5, right?
Right? It's a big one. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people love the MT5 platform, which is a great platform, but horrible for trading. So this is not my trading account. This is my demo account. So I'm going to butcher it for you guys because I just want to show you why is MT5 horrible. We're looking at gold right now, right? Ola gold, right? And I'm going to buy gold right now in the tiniest bit. Let me just. Oh, sorry, algo trading is off. Okay, hang on. Bear with me a second, guys. Oh, I know why. It's because I switched accounts. Let me see if it's going to work. Okay, yeah. This is brand new account, so I have to say okay. So, okay, watch what happened here. I bought gold, right? I have no risk on the product. I have absolutely no risk from the product. It's open-ended. There's no stop loss. There's no take profit. It's incredibly tedious. I have to go modify or delete. I got to go put, stop loss and points. Let's say, I don't know, I'll put it 100-point stop loss, 100-point target. I can't even I think I might, do I have to put 1,000 points? I don't even know. Yeah, I have to put 1,000 points because we're in micro pips, right? And if I did 1,000, that's basically, I think, $10 up, $10 down, right? Yeah, stop loss at 14, target at 34. So it's like a $10, wraparound thing. And now if I want to get out of it, I got to hit this tiny little X button, and it's very annoying. Why isn't it even coming out here? Oh, hang on. Let's do this. What? Oh, and it finally came up. You see how tedious and annoying all of this is? There's no need for this. I made something for you that's so much easier to do, right? So first of all, we're going to just replicate this whole idea. This push button, one-click trader that I made for you can basically wrap around stops and targets right away. And by the way, I'm very proud of myself because as a boomer, I designed this thing and I tested it on Gen Z traders, and they didn't need any explanation. They were like, oh yeah, you press this button that goes 1,000 ticks, you press this buy, you press this. They literally didn't need any explanation. I was very, very proud of myself that there was no need to explain. So right now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to buy gold over here. Look how fast I bought the gold. More importantly, the stop and the target are right set in there. You see that? I have my risk control. What if I want to change my stop to higher or lower? All I got to do is just simply raise it by another 1,000, hit modify stop loss, and boom, now my stop is raised. What if I want to lower it by 1,000? Hit this one, modify stop loss, raise. What if I want to lower it by more granularity, by 100 points, 900 points, 800 points? Modify. You see how fast everything is being modified? It's all done. But here's the cool part. Watch this. Watch this. You didn't see me do anything. How did I just make money? What happened? Magic. I just made money on this account in magic. What the hell did I just do? You know what I did, guys? This thing not only has buttons to get you in and out of the market, but it has hotkeys. Let me show you the hotkeys. buy for sell. Excuse me, B for buy. B for buy. S for sell. X to get me the F out. That's my X to get me the S out. C is to cancel all, right? And here's the other cool part. Up and down arrows to control my size, right? Now watch what I'm going to show you. I'm gonna control my size with the up and down arrow. Like I start with 0.01, right? And what if I want to get it larger? I can just simply get it larger by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5. I can just go crazy on my size if I want to get bigger or smaller. All I'm doing is pushing up and down arrows. You see how fast that is? And if I want to go just simply 1B, right? I just entered it. You guys didn't even see me do anything. I did one size, hit the buy button, and now the moment it turns blue, I'm going to hit the X button, get myself out, or just get myself out, whatever. Let's say I just want to get myself out. I don't want to be in a trade. I don't think the trade is going to go. You see how fast it is? You cannot ever, in the best life you can lead, beat me in entry or exit on this app. This applet, this is where the algos really, really come in. The algo is always a million times faster than you are. And the hotkeys turn you into an algo magician, right? It really, really is amazing. So what I want to show you is, I think last Friday, I traded gold with you guys. This is the other account. Let me just take it to this other account, right? It was just like maybe a day and a half worth of trading. Where is this? Yeah, here it is. It was a $20,000 account. Remember, you got to make 10%, so $22,000 in like a day and a half using this. Just boom, 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 boom. I think let me just show you history here. Like really super fast trades, super fast trades. Some of these trades were like maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 2 seconds, whatever. I was 75%, 80% of my way towards the funding target using this tool. Now, the tool itself isn't going to get you funded, but the tool is going to make it so much easier for you to control your risk and come in and out of the market. So what I showed you right now, let me go back to the test account because I don't want to butcher the one that I really love to take this one to fund it. Sometime down on stream, but we'll take the test account here. What I showed you right now is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the basic stuff. I want to come in, I want to come out. I want to come in, come out. I want to come in, come out. It's super useful, but this thing has built into it a whole bunch of other benefits that frankly, I didn't think about this. The AI thought about this, and the AI told me this is what traders want. And let me tell you what it has built into it. It has the following functions. Suppose you're in a trade. How many of you, actually give me a +1. How many of you, when you're scalping, want the ability to have a time stop? If the trade is not done in 3 bars, like if it just stalls, hasn't hit my target, if it's in 3 bars, the trade isn't done, I want to be out of the trade. Or even if you're in a swing trade, like if this trade hasn't, in the next 15 or in the next 3 hours, if the target hasn't hit, I want to be out of the trade, right? How many of you guys want a time stop? The functionality, the ability to time stop. How many? I only see 2 ones. No, I got to have 10 +1s before I show you how the time stop works. Let's go. Everybody hit those +1s. Come on, you bastards. I know you're watching. I know you're. Let's go. Come on, hit me the +1s. Let's go. 2 more +1s, and I'll show you how this thing works. Right? Let's go. +1, +1, +10. You're cheating. All right. I like Peter. Peter, you get the. You get the clap of the day. True arbitrage. He's just like, okay, I'll give you +10. So besides this sort of very, very easy front end, there's this incredibly cool back end, right? Let me just go to algo trading because I switched accounts. You go into properties and it's very nicely clean laid out. And you can do anything you want. You can preset for example, there's a strategy where you trade maybe with a 20 stop and a 50 target. So preset it. If you preset it, you don't even have to set these modify stops. It's automatically, like, for example, let me set this strategy. I know, Sam, give me your strategy for gold. Pretend like you have a fixed stop and a fixed target on gold. What would it be? Just give me
1 to 2. I don't know.
meaning you are risking 2 to make 1.
Oh, you mean points? Yeah. So, risking 1. So risk reward 1 risk, 2 reward. Let's say.
So let's make
10,
it. Let's go to. He's going to risk $10 to make $20, which in this case is 1,000, right? So I've set this up just to show you. I've set this up. Now it's automatically set here. If I want to buy this, right? I'm going to hit my hotkey, right? I have Sam's strategy built in. I don't have to change it. I don't have to adjust anything. It's already pre-built, right? I'm going to get out of here. Just on the quick side. So that's very cool because you can set all this stuff in the back end, right? What if you're a swing trader? What if you're not an insane degenerate trader like all of us, and you actually want to run intelligent swing trades and risk X amount of your account per trade? You can actually enable risk-based lot sizing. It will automatically calculate what percent of your account you want to risk and give you the exact size. I mean, let's just say, I don't know, let's say I'm going to make it true and I want to risk 10 basis points just for argument's sake. I don't know, like this, right? And say use balance, say this. And let's say I want to go buy, right? And you see it bought only 0.2 of an account, bought a tiny amount, right? I'm a little wussy, right? And it completely controlled my size without me having tried to think. And see, the moment it puts a little star on there telling you, hey, you're not trading risk-based structures, right? Another cool thing. So I talked to you about, time stop. This is a time stop right over here. You can say to it, hey, if nothing is done in 5 candles, you set this to true, get me the F out. It's the get me the F out card. The great thing about that is, how many times have you been like, at a chart, your wife calls you, your spouse calls you, your children call you, you got to go do an errand, you got to go, cook dinner or whatever, and you don't want to leave it because you're like, I need the next 5 minutes. If it doesn't do the trade, I'm going to get out myself manually. You don't have to worry about it. You literally put a auto trade on there, and for sure if the trade hasn't hit target or stop in five candles, you'll be out of it because it's got a time stop on it, right? Another cool thing. And then the final, two other things. And then the other thing that it has in there that every trader wants, I'm sure you guys were all asking, is does it have a trailing stop? Yes, it does. You can trail to your heart's content. Now, you guys know I cannot trail. I don't have the personality to trail. I love to take quick profits, right? However, this is the really, really cool thing. When I trade with this thing, I don't have to let my personality control my trade. I let the algo control my trade. So I could actually get into a trade and trail it by, X amounts or candles or whatever you want to do it. It will trail. And I've actually seen it where it's just like, and the trades that I usually I'm always trading negative risk reward. My trades become positive risk reward because I put the trail in there. So in many, many ways, I always say this: computers are better than human beings at trading if you know how to use them. And this is one of those examples. And then the very last thing I put in there, and this was requested by a lot of people, is something called a kill switch. And a kill switch is simply how much money am I willing to lose? How many of you guys have said to yourself, I'm going to put a $200 risk on my daily, I'm only going to lose $200 today, right? And then you lose $200 and you're like, I got to get it back. I'm going to hit this account. And the account is burnt in an hour. The account, like it burnt in a half an hour. Jesus. I think if I had $1 for every time I've done that, I probably would have $1,000. No, I'm just kidding. But, it's a very, very common thing. And I'm sure Sam will tell you that they see this all the time. This is the number one destructive behavior of every prop trader. I need to get it back. But what if you had a situation where you turned the kill switch on, right? Kill switch on. I made it true. And you can make it in terms of currency or percent or anything else. Let's say, I don't know, I'll put $1,000 currency. I put 1,000. I want to lose no more than $1,000, right? And I put this on. Now, here's what's cool. You see how the kill switch all of a sudden goes on? It tells you, hey, baby, you got the kill switch on. You're never going to lose more than $1,000 in this account. That's actually too much, obviously, for this account. But I'm just sort of giving you an example. You can control it to any way you want. I think the $1,000 kill switch would be great for a $100,000 account because that's only 1%. And you would really be able to have full control over your surroundings. But all of that is turned on, turned off. Everything is in your fingertips. And the best part, and this is the best part, is I'm giving it to you for absolutely free. All you got to do is come open up an account with my friends at Ola right now. The link is in there. It's a ridiculous thing. I seriously was thinking of charging thousands of bucks for this, but I decided, we have a great new partner. I really, really want everybody to succeed. It's an amazing tool, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I use it myself for everything, including my own real money accounts. Since I built it really for myself, and when I started using my real money accounts, my P&L improved so much because I was able to get in and out of trades instantaneously. And we're gonna trade a little bit after the open. Actually, we got like 10, 15 minutes before the market open. So I'm gonna try and fool around here a little bit with you guys on the demo because I don't want to get crazy. And we'll trade. Let me just take a look at gold here, and we'll see what's going on here. Gold is actually hitting one of our perfect trades. So this is our little indicator, which, by the way, you can, if you join my coaching, you'll be able to have it right here. And gold, this is the New York session, right? And you guys know I love to trade around session extremes, because just like Sam says, there's always levels that everybody's looking at. You cannot underestimate the value of session highs, session lows. Everybody's aware of them. Those are price levels that everybody's either going to run or stop. And so you have this enormous amount of interest and therefore activity. Perfect for the kind of scalping that we love to do. And you guys know we are very mercenary. There is no buy or sell. We don't care whether we're buying or selling. We just want to be right? So in this case, they kind of tested the session low, right? A little bit here, and they're giving us our white dot, our just initial reverse trade. And if they hold this, we're going to have a very natural, clean, logical trade. Doesn't mean it's going to be good, but it's very logical. We're going to get long here with a stop at the swing lows over here, and we're going to run this trade and see if we can clip it on the buy side. So the cool thing, by the way, over here is that we also have the countdown here. So I know that it's 20 seconds left here. So when it gets up to, I'm actually gonna Sam's stops are not my stops. We're going to get much larger on my stops here. Oops, sorry, I too large. 1Ks. We're gonna make like 4Ks over here, and I'm gonna buy this. Okay, I'm gonna buy it, and now I'm gonna just see where my stop is because I want to adjust my stop. I think my stop is too large. I want my stop to be at 409. So I make it big, and then I can always contract it by 2, and then I can just modify it, and that's a pretty reasonable stop. And now I'm also going to modify my take profit a little bit. I'm going to make a very short take profit just to see if we can hit it. Now I love to trade with negative risk reward because I like high frequency, high payout trades. That doesn't mean you need to trade this way. But here's this structure where we have a limited. Oh, I have tiny size. Fuck, Sam, I hit the wrong size. Nothing fun. Let's do some more. I'm going to take this off. Where's my size? We want false. No risk. Boris trades without risk. I never trade. Risk is for wussies, right? So we're gonna minimize. No, we're gonna increase the stop size here a little bit. Oh, modify stop loss. Yeah. So this is good. And now I'm gonna take profit. We're gonna make it -1. Modify take profit. Okay. So now I'm hanging. And here's the cool part, by the way. I don't even have to watch the full take profit. If I turn blue, I can just hit the X button and get out. So we'll see. We'll see if this particular turn trade works. But you heard the song at the beginning, turn a trend. It's either going to be a turn a trend trade. Now, you guys trade with me every day. You know that some of these turn trades become 5x, 10x trades. I'm always there for like a half hour, but those guys who are really great swing traders can take this turn trade, and if it really turns, they can run it for 10, 20 points on a reversal. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. It's quiet. It's usually the activity in gold is around 8 o'clock in the morning. This is the pre-market shuffle, so that we'll see if they want to play it out. But what we're looking for, from just my perspective, is the buyers held the lows. They try to push it a little bit higher. They held, the candle highs. We'll see if they want to push it a little further up to the upside. If the buyers are going to overwhelm the sells. So far, by the way, gold has been like just on a basic level. It's been essentially a net positive trade, right? Well, yeah, it's up 3%.
Can I interrupt really quickly?
Yeah,
do you mind if I just grab a coffee before we open?
No. Take your time, Sammy. That's fine. Take
like
your
a
time.
serious part for my trading strategies.
Exactly. You got to. Caffeine is crucial.
I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay?
Take your time. This trade is probably going to drag for about 5 minutes, so we can watch the trade for about 5 minutes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So just to let you know, this is what I call a natural stop. Why is this a natural stop? Because this is where we're wrong, right? We know this is the chart this is the stop on the chart where we're wrong. And now we're turning. Now I'm actually net positive. So if I want to be a pig, watch this. I just hit the X button. I just made money. Now, it's ridiculous. I understand I should have made a lot more money. But the point is, think how cool that is in a sense that if you're a scalper and you just, you want to just keep adding P&L. By the way, that's by the way, to tell you truthfully, that whole account that I ran from 20,000 to 21,500 essentially in matter of an hour or two was just me finding our turn trades and just banging. As soon as I was $500-600 up, just banging. I wasn't even taking stops and targets. I was just banging away at the tool, quickly getting my numbers, and it was super easy to essentially work myself towards a payout. The tool really makes your life so much easier, whether you are a degenerate scalper like I am, or a truly well-disciplined swing trader that wants clean, clear 1 to 2 risk-reward ratios and stuff like that. Is anybody having a problem with the code? Can you please confirm to me that the code is working? Because I see some people are saying the code is not working, and I just like to have somebody refute or confirm that. Because if it's not working, I'll absolutely link isn't working. Getting something went wrong. Error message. The Ola link, is that what you're telling me? Is everybody having a problem? What does not work? The code is not working. Right? I see that. Money Z, I see that. Has it been working? Ufuknet says it's working for him. The link is not working. I just put the regular link. It's the Ola link. Guys, it's this. Let's just go to, hang on. Let me bear with me a sec here, guys. I want to make sure that it's working for me. I'm like, this is the link. I'm hitting the link with you guys, right? And all you got to do is just simply use our code. I'm going to put this link in here. Somebody's saying they can't connect to Ola Prime. I want to make sure why this is happening. Because click this link. Somebody give me a link and click it and say the one at the top of the window worked. So that's what I'm showing you guys. Click this link, right? Confirm this to me, somebody else. That link works. Okay, so please use that link. Okay, now the one that was given has worked. Okay, so I'm getting to link works, but signing up, no. Okay, if you have any problems signing up, email me back, and we will just try to make sure. Contact at BK Traders, and I will make sure. Because if you want the tool, you got to get the account. Okay, contact bktraders.com. Need to try a different browser or cache. Connecting to the site. This maybe because link works, but not the code. The code is Edge, right? Should work. Peter says he downloaded Chrome on iPad and it worked. I'm sorry you guys are having issues on the Chrome, but clear maybe go incognito. Go in Chrome incognito. just go in incognito mode. Like, you just control shift command N or shift control N. Go into incognito mode and do it that way. And click the link. And that should clear all your cache issues. Yeah. So I'm sorry you guys are having a little bit of technical issues over here on all of this, but let's make sure that everybody connects. And all you got to do, it's a very simple deal. You guys take a screenshot of your purchase, or send me a receipt of your purchase, and I will send you the zip file. Okay, it has to be a zip to you because it can't send the executable. You just unzip it, install it into your MT5, and go crazy with it, and really, really enjoy it as a tool set. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to ask Sam if it's a UK issue, but is anybody else in UK? And if you guys are having an issue with the link, Carl, the link is not working. Have you tried this link that I just posted? That I just posted right here. It's definitely working for me. I mean, it's very, very strange that. So Mark is asking. He says, "I'm astounded by the fact that you can open a position, close it that fast. Does that mean I can trade 1 minute candles and close a trade after the candle I entered?" Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it means. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
I'm back.
Money Z says, so Money Z, if for any reason Edge states invalid, then email me, and we will take care of it. It's just there must be some kind of a back end bug. Yeah, you can try the QR code, by the way. Sorry, you can also try the QR code. Bring your screen to the QR code on the iPhone. Just bring your iPhone to the QR code, and that should work too. Okay. Try Jedi Master is asking a good one. Forward Catcher says he's in UK. Sam, just double checking. UK customers can get Ola, right? It's not like it's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure when you're copying the link, because I tried it as well. It worked absolutely fine on my end. Just make sure it's you're not accidentally missing out any. Like one digit or something.
Right, or just click on that link. Don't even copy it. The link is there for you to just
exactly.
Contact. Wait, hold on. You're making me email my address. It's contact@bktraders.com. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. This is so painful to watch. I'm not even showing it to you. It's like a 5-year-old typing. So contact@bktraders.com or boris@bktraders.com. Either way, you'll get to me. We'll take care of it. The UK is fine. Manchester's in the house, Sam. They're saying it's all fine. I thought you were like discriminating against UK, but I'm like, no, I have a lot of UK customers.
No, definitely not.
Not discriminating UK. Sam was in London, right? I mean, you're in London, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Richard says he's getting a blank page. Richard, do it in incognito mode. I think it's a browser issue for you. Okay, it's just a browser issue for me. And anyways, Malaysia is okay. That's good to know. Where you guys? I'm actually curious. Where is everybody hitting it from? I see Wisconsin. I see London. I see. Where's everybody coming to us from? Give me the most exotic place in the world. On the last stream, it was Indianapolis, Indiana. That's what I. Do they operate in Australia? Do you operate in Australia? Question.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, we do.
Which, by the way, super cool because you know how tough Australia is for CFD props, man. ASIC is a pain in the ass, but Ola operates there, so it's really, really cool. Which means you can trade gold with the scalper to your heart's content on MT5 in Australia, which is really good. Detroit, Michigan, that's very, very exotic. Lake District. Kathmandu. We have somebody from Nepal. Holy cow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Okay. Very good. And Mark Moses, where's that? Where you sending? You're sending me a flag. I can't read the flag, man. You're asking someone who is dyslexic to be able to tell you what that flag means. I know like 3 flags in my whole life. Peter likes it. He says he's been frustrated with MT5. exactly for this reason, and I solved it. I know, baby. I'm there. I'm an MT5 guy. So I told you I did it for myself, and I said everybody should really have the benefit. It's transformative. I'm telling you, it is transformative. But I will say this one thing. Because I want to make sure that everybody's. And Sam, back me up on this. I think you guys, people have demo accounts too, right? Like they can open up a test account if they wanted to, like an MT5, right?
Are we talking prop or the brokerage side?
On the brokerage for sure. I know.
Oh yeah.
On the brokerage for sure.
On the brokerage you can.
On the brokerage account. So what I would do is get a demo account and just use this thing to kind of practice. Don't practice on your prop account, right? It's not intelligent. Get a demo account. Get really, really, really comfortable with every button, every configuration, every hotkey, and then go crazy. Just spend 10, 15 minutes. Doesn't take long, but just take it's super easy. Get a demo MT5, and it's very, very easy to create one. By the way, like they just have only one MT5 server, so it's super easy. Just go do it, and it'll be great. Just practice a little bit on demo before you go out there and hit on a prop. Just a common sense warning, but trust me, I would have done the same thing. Oh, let me just put it on the prop, and all of a sudden I'm down $500 because I hit the wrong button. Don't do that. So that's great. That's great. Pittsburgh, USA. We have a lot of Americans here, which is great. Trinidad and Tobago, very, very cool.
Very cool.
Are you a oh my God, now I'm losing my mind. What's the sport that everybody cricket, because my nanny is from Trinidad, and my daughter, who's 14, is just an absolute cricket fanatic now because of course she got her into cricket, a game I absolutely don't understand. Yeah, somebody's saying, is there a recording of this? Yes, remember we're on YouTube Live, so the whole thing is going to be recorded. You can watch it on demand after we're done. Absolutely, yeah. What are we going over here? It says you bought Ola Prime using the link. Is this tool the same I got? It looks similar. It's a little bit cooler. So Bertolo, it's the same thing. Actually, Bertolo, you got the same tool. Yeah, I just made it a little cooler here, but it's the exact same thing. Yes. Yes. So I recommend remember, the only way you get the tool, just like Bertolo did, buy a prop account. Buy the one they funded, which is awesome. Buy this one. This is really, really cool, right? And send me a screenshot that you got it. And I'll send you the tool. You'll have a really great time. So Bertolo, tell him it's really cool. I didn't pay you money, but I'm gonna shame you into telling him. He's been beta testing it. Tell him it's really cool. Give me a thumbs up. Peter says Sammy Hammer is going to be amazing with this one-click tool. I'm gonna give Sam this tool also after the show so you can enjoy it. Anyways, all right, 2 minutes to the open. Enough chit chat. I want to give Sam the full stage. He's going to just give us a walkthrough. Cool. If there's trades, there's trades. If there's no trades, there's no trades. But it's going to be really fascinating to kind of analyze and understand what's how the market open works from a bidding with me from a price perspective, and that's super interesting to see a totally different way of approaching the market.
Absolutely. So obviously we're about to open in about a minute's time. I'm already always trying to formulate kind of, if this happens, then this, different trade ideas. So right now we're kind of in the middle between two areas I'm interested in. Ideally, I would love for it to kind of poke down back on the open back in here and potentially have a long. If it decides to, go up here, then I can potentially have a short. So those are the two areas I'm kind of looking at. If we break through this area on open, I'm looking for a little kind of retest on the other side and then go short back down to this area. So there's loads of different ideas. We just got to wait what actually is going to happen, right? So I have already a game plan in place of what I'm, whatever happens, I have some kind of idea, And then on the open itself, I do like to see the volume that comes in on the open candle. How is it responding? Now, if it's very kind of up and down, very kind of, loads of buyers, loads of sellers, and everything's just a bit chaotic, that usually translate, but you might have a bit of a range day. If it's so we just opened, let's have a look. Lots of sellers coming in. Okay, we're ready approaching that first area. We're so close. Come on. Got a few points to it. Now, that doesn't mean I'll instantly, just jump in for a buy. Hell no. You want some kind of confirmation, right? But that would be the first area I'll be looking to potentially take along. But you're seeing, look at this volume coming in, right? All red, lots of sellers coming in, but because this is the deltas, the difference between buyers and sellers, there are buyers coming in too, okay? And they're quite efficient at getting this market, pushing back those sellers a bit. It is a bit of a battle between buyers and sellers. And look how they trapped them already. Oh, we got so close to that area. We got like literally a tick away or two. We got 2 points away from the area that is slightly annoying, because I would have loved for it to go a bit deeper in and actually, but you never know. It might revisit. Let's. So you're just waiting. Here we go. We're getting close again.
This is so cool. Just watching it, trade in real price action with volume. It's a completely interesting, novel way of looking at what's happening in the market here, on a tick by tick basis. Basically, the buyers are clearly, Sam, we call this, by the way, the bullshit candle in my room, which is the opening 1 minute of NASDAQ usually always gets reversed, and the reason why. There's actually a logical reason for this, because there's a lot of market on open orders. That is, orders just like get me in the market, get me out of the market. So they're non-price sensitive. They are exactly that, aggressive orders. And the market makers notice. So they bring everything down, or they bring everything up, and then they just reverse it to take all their profits.
Spot on. And
you
so
see,
right now, if you were just to look at the orders,
you just missed the entry, and that happens. Especially this is there's always a trade-off between.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I want to see what's actually going to happen. Are we going to get some real aggressive buyers coming in? Are we going to get absorption? Notice how that was at 100. It's gone back to 12. That means buyers are coming in a little bit. And now I want to see how efficient they are. I want to see sellers getting trapped. I want to see large sellers potentially, being stuck here. And I do think it's very quick right now. Normally, you want to wait a little bit. The open is a little bit too hectic, but let's just keep an eye on it. That happened very quick. As soon as the buyers came in, it already moved. But damn.
It moved up. Yeah, he's just like,
okay. That happened too quick.
But it's great because you can understand the reversal.
Missed it.
You can absolutely understand how that trade set up. Even though the point is that it isn't you making the trade; it's you explaining how the trade works. And look at that. I mean, this was amazing. This is an amazing tool. If you took that reversal, you're golden in terms of the move. And by the way, guys, I got to tell you, it's a Herculean task. Like, if Sam was just focused on the market instead of talking, it's very hard to talk and chew gum at the same time, especially in these super, super fast markets, right? He would have been in the trade, but because he had to explain everything to you, it's much more important that he explains it to you, because I think everybody now understands. What was really, really cool was to see how the buyers totally swamped the sellers.
Yeah, and you saw it in real time. And, part of being a scalper, especially on the open, you got to be lightning fast. Unfortunately, a few hours after the open, sometimes the market can be very nice. It's a lot more calmer. And you have, 10 seconds to make that decision. And it's usually, it's a bit more preferable, in my opinion.
Right.
On the open, I mean, we saw how this was all red.
You had half a second. Right? It was half a second before. I was going to say, we're turning. I could tell we were turning. I was like, you could tell. By the way, this is exactly where my scalping tool comes in. You would have been able to hit the B button, and it would have been totally good for the buy side. But it's just fascinating to watch, because it's a really, really interesting tool. I'm like, now that you show this to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this on my side screen. I'm going to watch it in conjunction with my stuff, because I think it's a great confirmatory stuff. Even though we're primarily price-based, this is effectively price, but just in volume form. If you think about it, it's all about who is winning, who's in control. That's what we're trying to figure out. Jedi Master said he just made $2,400. Good job. So see, the other thing is, we're trading for you guys. So I love it when everybody in the room makes money and I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, because that's really what it's all about. You know me, off screen, I'll make all my money. You guys see me, I show you my P&L every day. But on screen, it's really about you guys making money. So, while we're flapping our lips, you guys took that trade. Awesome. I'm so glad you took it.
100%. I'm glad someone took it, because it was a great scalp, and that's why it's important to have areas of interest marked out and be patient enough to really allow the market to get to that area before just jumping in. Because you have then a level of idea. Like, for example, all right, say we caught that trade the moment that flipped. I mean, that happened so quick, to be fair, but my stop would be below this level, this gap in volume that we're currently in. And in terms of take profit, that's going to be adjustable in terms of like the actual order flow and what I'm seeing. If I'm seeing something I don't like anymore, all right, I'll get out. Like, I'd probably want to be looking at getting out just because I'm seeing these big spikes in buyers, meaning other buyers have taken profit, and getting out the market. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be a reversal.
Yeah.
But there could be a pullback, which is
Sam,
and as a scalper,
cool? What's really cool is I'm watching the trade action here, and using my indicators, our indicators, we would have been short off that second candle, not the first candle, but a second candle, and whole flow. I would have been like, when that flow went 3-4 red, I would have been out, because that's actually perfect, like it's max selling pressure for me to cover. I would have been out. I love this. I'm definitely going to start using it. We're gonna call it the Salmonator. We're gonna call it the Salmonator today, show. And we're gonna trade it, and we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it on our Ola Primes with the MT5s. It's gonna be really, really cool.
Definitely.
A Trade Smart is asking sort of a basic question. I'm sure everybody's asking. He's saying, could you please let us know how to set up the TradingView with order book numbers like Sam? So maybe that would be awesome if you could just walk them through what is the name of the indicator, how he sets it up.
Sure. So it's not an indicator; it's actually a chart type. So where you can select all the different charts.
Oh, that's so wild! It's a chart type
called volume footprint. But there is a caveat to it. You do need the premium TradingView in order to get access to it. And then on top of that, you need to subscribe to the CME data feed. You can do that on TradingView. It's about $10 a month. Basically, anywhere on tradingview.com, if you scroll to the bottom, there'll be a link that says CME Group Futures. You can subscribe to it there. Once you have the premium and subscribe to the data, it will only work on anything from the CME or COMEX, if it's a metal like gold. That means all the data is coming from the CME. So this is the real volume data. Because if I switch over to, let's say, like a CFD version, like NAS 100, I got it on futures, sorry.
Yeah.
It's only going to show tick data. And as you can see, this isn't real volume data, and the footprint basically becomes useless, right? So it has to be on the future side from the CME. So NQ, as long as it says CME there, you're good to go, essentially, right?
But the cool thing is you can use the footprint as an analytical tool, but the entry can be on CFD. Because remember, CFDs are going to follow futures one for one. They it's just going to be different. Direction is always going to be the same. Yeah. So if you,
you're absolutely right. This is the futures NQ, but here on Ola Prime Markets, this is a CFD. It's exactly the same. If I took that trade there, it wouldn't make a difference, right? It's like you said, the movement's the same.
Right.
Just the price number is slightly different. So, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
Carl Schultz is asking a question. I think the answer is probably no, but just to be sure, he's saying, does it matter which Ola Prime account type is selected for CFD trading on MT5? No, I mean, as long as you're getting an MT5 account, you'll be able to use the tool. Just make sure the platform you choose, you can choose any of the Ola Prime accounts. I mean, I really recommend you try this one because this is really cool, the Ola Prime one. But whatever you like, I'm not making any constraints for you guys. You can use whatever Ola Prime you want. Just make sure it's an MT5 account, because obviously, because they have lots of other platforms to give you as much flexibility as possible. But this is specifically for MT5, because I know everybody loves to trade MT5. So that's the thing. That's really, really cool.
Absolutely.
And Jedi says he's been watching order flow candles together, and they help him together decide trade. Now, I don't know if you could use this kind of structure on gold, but I would love to. Oh no, because
Yeah, we can switch over to gold actually.
switch over. Let's just take a look at what the
So
gold chart
it
is.
does say COMEX, but that's part of the CME, so it's absolutely
Right.
fine.
Yes.
So if we go over to gold, now there's only one caveat with gold, right?
Yeah.
All the data you're seeing is absolutely correct, right? These are real contracts coming in from the exchange. The only caveat is gold is a gigantic market. So the stuff traded on the futures, like the actual buy and sell, contracts traded on the futures, are a smaller chunk of the overall gold market. So there's going to be things that are going to affect the gold's price that won't reflect what you're seeing in the
Right.
actual order flow. So you don't want to put too much emphasis on the order flow. It's better to maybe look more kind of structurally, use a bit more logic, and don't just 100% focus on the order flow. Stuff like the NQ, the ES, like the futures market is almost the biggest chunk of it. Like, yes, individual stock buying does matter. Like if someone was to short Apple right now aggressively, and that causes a chain reaction, that's going to affect the price of the NQ, the S&P, etc. But the day-to-day kind of movements, it's pretty much the futures market that affects that, right?
Yeah.
Gold, a little bit, but not so much. So you're really looking more for the extremes in gold, right? If you're seeing really big volume, something, really that's out the ordinary. I mean, we don't have it right this second. But if you saw now, like 400 something contracts being printed, okay, that could be quite interesting. But that's why most futures traders, they go to the ES and NQ because of those reasons. But you can still absolutely use it in conjunction and help you, add it as a confluence to your overall trading strategy. Absolutely. But that's the only caveat to it. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, the interesting part is especially you guys know I love session high, session lows. If you get reversals at session high, session lows with this tool, and you'll see the reds go to greens or the greens go to reds and swap it out, that will give you a lot more confidence that those are tradable, tradable pivots that you could do. So it's super interesting. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, honestly, also, I know everybody loves to trade gold, but gold is probably the quickest instrument to blow your accounts, blow up your account in the world right now. Honestly, I've been trading NQ for the last couple of days, and it's a pleasure. I'm like, it's a pleasure. It's it's much more orderly.
Yeah.
You don't have to risk literally $500 per trade just for 1 minute candle as you do in gold. So stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's wonderful for both sides. The great thing is the flexibility, the ability to just
definitely
do anything you want here at any size you want. I'm going to put so you guys have the Ola link, right? Everybody's good on the everybody's good now on being able to see it. Let's go back to NQ. Let's see what
yeah, sure.
What,
NQ.
The bread and butter trade, as we call it.
Exactly. Let me just fix
so
this.
What I'm curious, Sam, is you see that big red candle, right, on NQ, right?
Let me just which one? Sorry.
On the right hand side, I'm looking at the at your chart, like two or 3 minutes back, there was a big reversal candle.
Let me go to the 1 minute chart. Sorry, I was on the 15 minute there.
There wasn't. It actually doesn't show much on the footprint, huh? Because the price really.
If I go to the candles, that one there. I'm assuming.
Maybe. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is. There it is. My bad.
Yeah,
I was at the wrong time. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So this candle, what you're seeing again, you got to use logic, right?
Right.
So we had those massive buyers that came in. They pushed the market up. A lot of these people are going to be their take profits are going to get hit, and you can see that kind of spike in volume. Look at that, 500 something. And if that lines up to anything that kind of makes sense, you definitely know, okay, people are taking profit at these kind of spikes and highs. There's another spike there. I can imagine there'll be people taking profit. So if we zoom into the,
We're actually going. I think we're going into that spike now. This is kind of cool. Let's
Yeah.
watch. We're going into this big spike, right? So let's watch what happens because this is
All
going to
right,
be
let's
really
zoom
cool.
So you-
Yeah.
what you want to see is you want to see people take profit, right? So you want to see that volume really spike up as buyers who are currently in the market get out the market, essentially. Now, once that happens, that's a great sign, right? Because that relieves some pressure. Now, if you see real aggressive sellers come in and they're quite efficient, so this is my next area where I'd want to short in, potentially short, right? Now, we didn't get a massive spike. I think it went up to 200 something. But notice how the market's calmed down already, even just a few minutes after open.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to trade when the market's just a little bit slower, because
Right.
otherwise you have to be like, yeah, I mean, your software there that you had, that would definitely help with the hotkeys.
Right.
But if you're still doing it manually and trying to, put the lot size in, and generally speaking, right after the open, you probably already missed the move, And
Exactly.
with a scalper, as a scalper, your entries have got to be good. They've got to be good. You can't, because your stops, you don't want, like you said, you want to grab a bit of movement. You want to be out the market. You don't want to try and hold it and swing this.
This actually,
wanna
I didn't
be-
realize this thing actually shows the price candle in between these things. That's actually really cool. You see that, guys? Like, you see that there's actually the price candle right in between on this
Cool.
footprint chart, right? And now it's being reversed. Now the aggressive sellers are coming in, right? They, just like you said, that whole area is kind of
exactly. Because if you know the areas, and then like this is looking very good. Look at the volume distribution as well within the candle at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how it closes. So the volume distribution is
I would be
looking a bit
short
better
here.
now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I would be short here. Stop at the high for like a quick, 10-point scalp.
Definitely wouldn't blame you. Definitely wouldn't blame you.
And it would have worked. And I think it would have worked here. It would have. That's it. But what's so cool, Sam? I'm actually going to put this because this gives me so much more information. Like it confirms with volume what I'm seeing on price, which is that that the buyers ran out of gas. The buyers ran out of gas. And we have a natural stop, and we have a move. But again, you got to be quick because we can try to run it back up. The other thing is, I was going to say, you got to know which game you're playing, right? And this is really, really important. I meant to talk about this earlier, but we didn't really address this. You always got to know which game you're playing. If you're playing the momentum game, right, then you're going to be buying fresh highs. There's going to be lots of slippage, right? And that you're going to have few but really, really powerful big hits, right?
Yep.
If you're playing the reversal game, you're going to get clipped out a few times. You're going to, you're going to miss. The reversal game is much less accurate because it's hard to pick the turn, right? The turn, sometimes even this looks good like a turn, but it could be a false turn, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody makes the mistake is if you are clipped out on this reversal, right? That's it. Don't try to fight it. Don't turn what was a stop now into, the market is I'm just early. I'm going to try it. Wait for the next reversal signal. Wait for it to come back to you. It doesn't matter that you lost on this trade. The next one is going to come. Next one's going to come. Know which game you're playing. The game you're playing tells you, get the fuck out of this trade right now because it reversed. It clipped you out, right?
Absolutely. And you're so right. I mean, momentum can change very quickly.
This is what I did all the time in my life until I finally realized which game I'm playing. You're not playing the game of being right. You're playing the game of reversal, right? And that has very specific rules. Follow those rules. See, like now it's going to tease again. Now they're going to tease again in that area. And Sam may have another opportunity here. We'll see. But the point is, first of all, you can absolutely see that this is a level of stall. We can see that the sellers are starting to bully the buyers a little bit, right? They're starting to bully them a little bit. And,
absolutely. Like what I like to do is, look at that. I mean, that will happen so quick. But look at that. An aggressive seller came in instantly. Right. I wouldn't. I'm. Truth be told, I would be a bit what's the word? A
Wary.
bit hesitant to sell right now.
Right. Be wary.
I would slightly be hesitant to sell
Yeah,
just
because
because
you
of
know
based
why?
on
They didn't
the structure we
hold it on
had.
the lows. You notice they didn't hold. If you look at the candle, they didn't press the lows. They bought the lows, right? Give it a second. If the second candle confirms, that's going to be a better signal. The second candle is going to confirm to you that the sellers are more in control. If they're not in control, the buyers are going to try to run it back up. Give it a minute, because that's why I always say candle close is the most important thing from our perspective, because whatever they're doing intra-candle is playing games with you. You know, it's if they can close it on the lows, close it on the highs, that's where you have some information that's valuable. So hang tight. And even if this,
also, what I'd like to really quickly point out, I would be more inclined to buy right now, even though we're in this kind of gap, and that's usually more of a short for me. The reason I'd be more inclined to buy is just the raw data that I'm seeing. So if you look at the cumulative volume delta, now this is the delta over the whole session. If we just look at the last few minutes, what we had a lot of sell pressure, way more sellers come in, right? We were at 6.69. Now we're at 5.6. So we had basically an extra 1,000 aggressive sellers come in, but the market moved sideways. It was very inefficient for those sellers, meaning buyers are going to need a lot less volume to push the market up when sellers would need to push it down. In other words, that comes back to the efficiency of the market, right? I would be more inclined to therefore buy just because the sellers look like they're failing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, guys, I'm just going to show you my screen because this is what you should be doing while Sam is talking. I just want to show you my screen. Hang on a second. Oops, hang on. Why is it? I'm going to remove this. While Sam was talking and he was saying, I would be inclined to buy, I bought. I was like, shit, he's right. They're taking out the highs right there, guys. I just made, where's my history? I made $115 in the 10 seconds that he was talking about, I'm inclined to buy. So this is why it's so cool. This is why it's so really, really cool. Okay, let's go back to you because this is really, really fun to do. But yeah, I mean, now, you could really see this developing,
absolutely.
And it's really, really fascinating, to have all this new information that we've never had before that can help us make really intelligent, clip decisions, fast bars.
Definitely.
This is something. So, sorry, I totally blanked out on the reasons for why you were saying you were going to buy. What did you see that was really interesting?
It's very simple. Always comes down to market efficiency, right? In the last few candles, where we were going sideways, this is a very sideways market in the last few minutes, right? But if you just look at the volume in this area here, it was over 1,000 extra sellers came in terms of volume, right? But we didn't go down. They weren't able to push it down at all. So if an extra 1,000 contracts on the sell side couldn't push it down, it's going to take a lot more volume to ever push it down.
Wow.
Whereas the buyers, they managed to hold it flat with far less volume, meaning if buyers were to come in a bit, they're way more efficient at moving the market. Align yourself with the efficient side of the market is so cool. Look, you're not always going to be right because sellers could have come in with an extra 2,000-3,000 and overwhelmed those buyers.
Remember, there's always another guy. The thing about markets is there's always a guy on the sidelines who you don't see who could screw up your trade, which is why you got to always respect your stops, right? It doesn't matter how beautiful everything's up. There's always one guy who has a different opinion from you, who is bigger than you, that can screw up your trade. But here we go. Looks like now we're getting a nice clean reversal, Sam, right? Like this is an interesting big red candle. Let's study this area.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens. So
again, we saw a lot of potential profit taken here from the buyers. Obviously, some of that's going to be breakout traders as well, but there was a lot of volume, over 1,600. Now they did move the market up, but I wouldn't say for that kind of volume that was printed, you'd expect a bit more, right? If we look at I think on the open or near the open, we had, look at this. We printed the same kind of volume, 1,400 on the delta, but look at that candle in comparison to how it looks to that one.
Yeah,
there is definitely some. Do you see what I mean? There's something not quite right here. So instantly, if you were in that buy, you would be looking at my
You got in
side
trouble.
is getting,
Yeah,
we might be in a bit of trouble here.
Right. And
once
for us, session highs, the Reds are taking over. We're the Reds. I would have been in on that big red candle where the red sellers swamped them. I would have come in, natural stop above, right or wrong. That's a great way. Now you're riding the trolley. Now you're just riding the elevator down. Escalator up, elevator down. Our favorite trade, right? Just killing it.
Definitely.
Killing
So
it.
this was so even though I said earlier, when I marked out my levels, I said, I'd
Right.
want to short in this area, I'd want to buy in this area.
Right.
When we had that little sideways movement, I did flip a bit and say I'll be more inclined to buy. Now, I wouldn't truly want to buy until we actually break out of that low volume area and have that kind of pattern. Then I would look for buying on the other side of it. Right. Yeah. So still, you got to play it by ear as what you're seeing. You have to be so fluid when you're doing order flow. If you have like really fixed kind of targets and stuff, like many times you'll be in decent profit and you could have taken it and then it would reverse or something, because order flow, you have to be so fluid with what you're seeing. But knowing your exits are almost more important than your entries, I would say, when you're trading, especially as a scalper as well. Highly important to have good exits, not just entries, because I think most very good traders will be able to still be profitable even if you flip the coin, because they'll be able to manage that trade correctly at the time. Like if you just close your eyes and say buy or sell, flip a coin, all right, and then look, you'll be able to say, no, actually this was a bad buy, quickly get out and minimize your loss. Do you see what I mean? And manage that trade too.
Or if you're a mercenary like us, where we respect the stops and we could, like I told you, here was the plan of how I would have traded this. The first big red candle you see over there, I would have been short off the highs. Sam said that really wasn't a good short. He was right. I would have been stopped out. He said it's a great long. I reversed on Sam's recommendation. We made about 20 points to the upside, and then I would have shorted the living fuck out of this thing. You guys know I would have killed it on that second candle over there. And so two out of three trades winning. That's what it's all about. You just do not worry about the losing trades. Just focus on making the good trades. And at the end of the day, when the dust settles, the P&L should be positive. That's the key thing. Respect the stops and hit your targets. Having this footprint, guys, this is gold mine for us. This is like having a third eye. I'm so excited about it. Because we're really going to be
sorry, carry on. I don't mean to
trade, Sam. We trade extremes. We love session highs, session lows. And at session highs, session lows, that's where you get that volume. That's where you get the most interesting reads on what's going on, right?
And I love the fact that, when you did go long, you were able to recognize, it's time to exit as well. Yeah, exactly. Because you didn't marry the trade. As a scalper, one of the worst things you can do is marrying a trade. Yeah, exactly. You have to be so comfortable getting out, regardless whether you're in profit, at break even, at a bit of a loss. You got to be it's just got to be like second nature just to get out. If you want to make scalping work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. What an amazing session, man. I could talk to Stan forever, but we're literally burning out of time, and Kay is going to kill me because she's going to need the room. So, guys, super great session. As I said, the tool is yours. Go out there, get some Ola accounts. Go bring your friends. Have your friends get the Ola accounts, because then the friends will get the tool. And everybody sign up. I'm going to put the link again. And any issues, any problems with just getting the account set up, just come back to us. We will take care of it. And Sam's going to help you out with any setup issues. But go crazy. The most interesting part of the Ola, sort of the new thing, not the most interesting, but it's kind of the newest good thing, Ola Prime 1, we can get funded in 1 day, which is like perfect for my scalping tool. Remember, just hit it. And, a relatively decent size. We could make a couple of hundred a trade, couple of hundred trade. You made 10% really, really fast. Other than that, I want to thank you. We're definitely going to have Sam on again, because this has just been such a great show. But thank you again. I leave the final word to you, Sam, if there's anything else you'd like to tell them about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I had an absolute blast. It's been a great live stream. And again, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Boris, for inviting me. I would definitely be up for doing this again.
Thank you very much. And I know that we're almost at 1,000 viewers. I know you guys want to hang with us, and I would love to hang out, but we got to go. But we will do this again, I promise you. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'm gonna play you out with Scalp or Die. Scalp or Die. See you later, guys. Everybody.